Hey YouTube, how you doing? Casey here. What I wanted to do this morning is take you through my journey of a long-range precision AR15. All right, some of you might call it a special purpose rifle, and that's something that typically bridges the gap between the standard M4 and a sniper rifle. I don't necessarily think I meet the qualifications there. I think there's a little bit too much optic on this thing, but at the same time, I guess it still does kind of serve a special purpose, right? Um, I started this journey about a year and a half ago, and I guess I didn't really see as many reviews on YouTube as I would have liked for some of these parts, so I figured I would give you guys a solid review on what I have and the specs and components here, and get out and do some shooting. Part of what's taken me so long to build this is trial and error. Some parts I liked, didn't like, and so far this is what I ended up with. A lot of parts I've had to wait over a year for at a time, and I finally got the majority of what I want in. I don't think there's really anything else I need, but trial and error will decide all of that. Right now, typically what I've been shooting with is the Hornady 75 grain boat tail hollow points, and I've been loading my own ammunition, Lake City brass, CCI primers. I've been shooting sub MOA, sometimes down to quarter MOA. What I'd like to do, and what I did, was I ordered Burger bullets, the 70 grain VLDs. What I'm hoping for is a little bit better stabilization, more consistency out of the 1/8 twist barrel. I have some Redding competition bushing dies on the way as well, and some shell plates. But again, with the bullets, projectiles, it's been a long wait. The projectiles, the burgers, are finally on their way in. They'll be here next week, so I can start developing a good load for this rifle that's very consistent, and see how far I can push it out. So far, I've pushed this rifle with the 75 grain boat tail hollow points from Hornady. I've pushed it out over 600 yards, but at this point I'm limited due to range access. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get you some close-ups and get you what's on this rifle. So far, what you're looking at is the APA Gen 3 Little Bastard muzzle brake. It is tunable. See, we got those little Allen keys at the top, so you can go ahead and tune it to yourself and however you shoot this rifle. Then I went with a lot of V7 parts on this, so that's what the hand guards are. I was kind of limited to what was in stock ordering in the wake of COVID. So I got the 13-inch instead of the 15-inch magnesium hyperlight handguards from V7, and I'm very happy with this purchase. They're about 5.4 ounces, and then what you see sticking out of there is the SLR Rifle Works adjustable gas block. That thing is amazing, and I don't mind having that little piece sticking out up there. It's not the easiest to turn by hand, but what's nice is I don't have to have the 6 to 8 inch Allen key to work down in there into the hand guards. It's very easily adjustable for me, and that's kind of the point of this rifle as well. Then I have the Atlas PRS BT46 bipod on there. It's pretty nice. It's adjustable in 5 positions. It locks down. It's pretty simple. See, press the little button there, go any direction, locks down. I kind of prefer it at that 45 degrees right there. Kind of gives me a little more stabilization, or at least for me it does. And also for the gas tube, I went with the V7 Inconel gas tube, and it's supposed to what they say, be impervious to heat, right? Well, they got me, I guess. I went and got it. I haven't had to test it out yet, and I do know that the gas tube in general is supposed to be the weakest part of the rifle. Gas tube is supposed to go before your rifle blows up. In this purpose, I guess wanted the best of the best, right? So I went with that, and it does look very nice. I think I got marketed a little bit, but whatever. We'll just go with it. Sitting up top for the optics, I got the Burris XTR2, 5 to 25 power, first focal plane scope. It does have 0 stops. It's very nice. It has the SCR reticle, and it is in milrads. What I have to keep it mounted is the Vortex cantilever mount. It's a very nice setup, easily pushable to 1,000 yards. We just got to make sure the rifle can do it. Then I went with the Daniel Horner DH3 trigger. It's 2-stage. It's a 1/2 pound on the first stage, 1 pound on the second stage. It's very clean break, very light. I think, in my opinion, if I were to take this out in any combat scenario, or maybe kind of a stress shoot like PRS situation, I would probably adjust it back up to the 2.5 pounds, or just switch out the trigger into something just a little bit heavier. Like the Rise armament itself went up to 4 pounds or so. Don't quote me on that. I think it was about 4 pounds average, and it made it a little bit less being able to break by the wind. So what I went for the safety selector is V7, 57 degree throw. Very nice. I do like that 57 degrees. It kind of gives me a little more peace of mind instead of the 45 degrees was sitting out there. But after using this for a while, I definitely prefer this over the 90 degree throw, and wouldn't mind going to something like the Radian safety selector that's a 45 degree throw, to be honest with you. But I do like the 57 degree throw by V7. It is titanium, and what you're looking at for the grip is the Hogue G10 G Mascus grip. Again, kind of went for the marketing hype, right? It's supposed to be incredibly strong polymer. It's all pressed together, whatever that they did, and it's held in by a titanium set screw. And one thing I didn't mention about the Noveske Gen 3 lower, it's really nice, is under the grip and kind of in the receiver set right there, there's a screw in there, and has a little kind of rubber stop on the end of it, and it actually presses up against the takedown pin there to reduce any wobble. And you can set that to where it's easy to put together, take apart your receivers, but at the same time reduce a lot of that wobbles that AR-15s typically have. Then for my charging handle, I went with the Radian Raptor. I love this thing. I'll probably never put another charging handle on one of my rifles. So then we move to this little gizmo that you're looking at here. This is a Send It level from Range Presicion Arms, and it's really nice. So go ahead and get it level. See, not level, and level. We all get the picture. It's easy to see in your peripheral vision. I'm not constantly going and checking up for little bubble being on the lines or not. It's very accurate. Works out very good. So I'll go ahead and turn that off there. And then we'll move to the back. So this is the Fab Defense Rapid Adjustment Precision Stock, or RAPS. I just got this in not too long ago, and it was to replace the Luth AR MBA4. I had some issues with this stock. However, shout out to Paul at Luth AR for sending me a replacement. It was very nice. They're quick on the ball. I really liked it. But what I didn't like was how this piece was held in. Alright, so this is the replacement, but what you're looking at here is a little screw, and then there's like a piece of brass in there. It's a little darker on this one. Maybe they upgraded it over the past couple years that I had it. But there's a lot of initial rattle when you put this stock on. Alright, and you tighten down this screw, and what it does is it tightens down to the buffer tube of the rifle. But upon tightening it down, it always seemed like it was just kept getting wobbly. So what I found out was that little brass piece is just held in by some knurling onto the plastic or polymer, and what it was doing was kind of walking out. I kept tightening, kind of kept walking out a little more. Finally, I looked at it, and it was sitting halfway out of the stock. Then I realized this entire stock is useless because that one little piece, and didn't really sit right with me. So I wanted something that was a little bit tighter on there. Doesn't directly set a screw. I don't know if you guys can see that down there. Let's see if I can get it to focus there for a minute. But the screw comes in on this side, just directly onto your buffer tube, and like I said, it just didn't sit well with me. It kind of scratched it up a little bit, and then it kept walking out on me. So I wanted something that doesn't screw directly to your buffer tube, still has length of pole adjustment and comb riser, and this I think fills that gap pretty well. So what you do is you slip this piece over your buffer tube right onto the end there to your castle nut, and then the actual stock itself slides on over that, and then it tightens down to itself on the other side, and keeps it very solid. So there's no wobble whatsoever in it, and it's really nice. So what it means by rapid adjustment is you take this lever here, push down, pull out. And then if you got somebody, you can actually set this to however you want. So if you got somebody that's very tall, it automatically adjusts. Then you can just do this. You do have to manually adjust your comb riser. Put it in. So it's pretty easy. It's quick, fast, in a hurry. And if you want to go ahead and pull it up for storage, just go ahead and push this tab down. Excuse me, I'm kind of trying to do it behind the camera. So not terribly hard there, but pretty easy. I'm pretty short myself, so I pretty much just keep it locked up, and I do like the comb riser just a little bit, maybe about a 1/4 inch there. Gets me up to proper scope height. And now we'll go ahead and keep doing the walk around. All right, and here you can kind of get a look of how nice that Noveske coating is for the receiver. It's pretty nice. I did put a little tape over the serial number. All right. I got up here for the ejection port. It's Black Rain Ordnance. Little Let It Rain dust cover there. And then for the bolt, which I'll go ahead and take out in a minute, is the Lantac Nickel Boron Enhanced Bolt Carrier Group. This thing's smooth. They say it don't need lube, but I usually put just a little bit on there. Makes it run real smooth, real nice. And this would be 7, Hyperlight 13.5-inch handguards. And I don't think I really talked about the barrel too much. This is the BSF 18-inch 416R 1/8 twist 223 Wild carbon fiber jacketed barrel, and I did choose the fluted option. All right, let's see if we can get you some focus in there. It's kind of hard to see it. Well, the reason why BSF does the carbon fiber jacketing is because in all their science and technology, research and development, it's supposed to dissipate heat faster than your traditional carbon fiber wrapped barrels. Partly one reason why I wanted to do this review is specifically for this barrel, because I couldn't really find anything on YouTube about it unless it was in a 9mm 45 or some pistol caliber. And what I'm really looking for here is the 223 AR15 barrel. And you know, trying to post something just in case anybody else out there is actually looking for a review on this barrel. So this is the main part, and I guess, you know, kind of the heart and soul of the rifle here. Cost typically, without any discounts, I got a military discount on it, stands around $630, almost $700. For myself, I got it about $530 directly from BSF. They shipped it to me in a matter of 3 days, very fast, so I was pretty happy about that. Every company that I chose for the parts on this rifle has fantastic customer service. Even Luth AR, for what happened, they had me this new stock in a matter of 3 days. I haven't really had to call anybody else, but I have sent out emails back and forth between like BSF and Noveski, and they've been absolutely great customer service. I'll say most of this gun is built from Optics Planet. They were really easy to work with. The wait time's a little much right now, but you know, I guess pretty much wait time for anything is a little much, isn't it? So I hope you guys like the rifle, and I hope you like my video. I know it's a little bit boring for now. We'll go ahead and get out and shoot this thing pretty soon. If you guys are like me, I've been waiting on a lot of primers as well. So I finally got a little bit of small rifle primers in. I'm just waiting on my bullets, and hopefully my Redding competition dies will get in here soon. So I'm trying not to necessarily, I guess, waste primers on the bullets that I have. Since how this is a 1/8 twist barrel, I believe the 75 grains are just maybe a little bit too heavy for it. I mean, for what I'm looking for, I guess. Like I said, I consistently shoot less than an MOA. I'd say on average, my shot groups are between half an MOA and 0.8 if I'm having a bad day. But I understand that's, you know, pretty damn good for an AR-15 or gas operated rifle. But in my chase for more precision, what I'm looking for is a 1/2 inch or below consistently, and I think I need those burgers, maybe a little better brass prep to achieve that consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and tear apart the rifle, and you guys can look at the bolt. So here's some of my internal components. This is the Radian Raptor charging handle I was talking about. It is NP3 coated, And what these little holes are for, it's for redirecting gas if you have a suppressor. So those of you that have shot suppressed know that there's a lot of blowback in the back into your face, a lot of gas. So this is supposed to help redirect it forward. And then here's the LandTac Enhanced Bullet Carrier Group. This thing is just beautiful. I have it in my other rifle, and it's, I guess for the cost and the money, it is full auto, so it is a little bit heavier. But it's very smooth, very slick. It is nickel boron coated. And then one of the things that we're looking at here is this little port right here is also supposed to help with blowback while suppressed. There's a lot of videos out there to kind of show this bolt and how it helps with the blowback from the gas. I currently don't have a suppressor. Still waiting a long time. So maybe one of these days we'll go ahead and do a review on that, on how all these components work together. But yeah, it's very smooth. One thing it's supposed to have is this rounded off cam pin to go and help ease friction on the upper receiver. It's very easy to clean. All the carbon just wipes right off of this thing. Then what we're looking at is the Terran Tactical Chrome Silicone Buffer Spring. Real light. It's really easy to shoot. You're supposed to be able to shoot even some of those lighter, like 40 grain bullets, all the way up to whatever you want, even the heavier ones. So I've had a lot of great success with this. It's really easy to clean as well, and it reduces a lot of that spring noise that you get in the buffer tube. And this right here is the Kinshot hydraulic buffer, standard weight. What's really nice about this is with the APA muscle brake, the stock, the spring, the Kinshot buffer, and the adjustable gas block, all that together really helps reduce recoil, almost to the point of none. I would say it's just a little more than a 22. It's not bad at all. Really easy to work with. And then what I wanted to show you down here was that set screw I was talking about. So you got to take off your handle, and what it does is it kind of helps press right up against the takedown pins there. Excuse me, I'm trying to do this with one hand. You have to excuse me. I think I said it presses up against the takedown pins. It's gonna press right up against the little takedown pin receiver holes right here on the bottom, and then that's gonna stop that wobble between the upper and lower receiver. So here is the Daniel Horner DH3 trigger. Can't really do this with one hand, but very light. So here's a ½ pound first spray right to the brake. Very easy to pull. Really nice trying to shoot a little longer distances out there. Set that off to the side. Well, there you guys have it. That's my precision rifle AR-15 build.